Good morning, everybody. RV Prepperist Wayne here. Today, I'm working on Living the RV Loco Life. They have a YouTube channel. I'm putting solar on their toy hauler here. Show you some of the equipment that we got that we're going to be putting on. I won't show you the panels because they're put up. But we have the Go Power 3000 watt inverter, the Vectron 150/85 charge controller, the BMV 712 smart battery monitor. We got our breakers for the solar, a bunch of home goodies from the big box stores, sealer, connectors, fuses, all the good stuff. We got the remote for the charger. We're going to be putting all that on, and we're out here at Potts Reserve, big area. I'll show more of that to you. The gentleman's out here, they're mowing the field and everything out here today, so we're going to be getting all that on. I'll show you the panels here shortly. I've already had to do a few things on here. They've had some other work done and it's been in storage for a little bit. A few things that I had to fix. I was told the guy sat there for 8 hours trying to fix something, and 30 minutes I had all their 12-volt lights inside working and everything. Simple. The guy didn't wire it up correctly. All I had to do was just move a few wires around and get it hooked up right. And at least now they have the 12-volt lights inside. The inverter for the refrigerator is working now, where it only worked when they had it plugged in or the generator running. I got that fixed. So we're going to be adding 1280 watts, I believe, on here, and getting all that stuff all hooked up for them and everything. As you can see, we have a nice view of the river that's right here. Been seeing an alligator around. It's kind of cool seeing an alligator. You can go fishing and stuff out here. But we're going to be getting all this solar stuff done, and they're going to be happy. That way they can plan their Alaska trip, their Arizona trip, stuff like that, and have everything done. So let me kind of show you the area that I'm going to be working in. Everything's right in one spot, so it makes it a lot easier when everything's in one location. Right now they have 4 lead acid batteries. They're going with lithium here later. It's just with finances, they wanted to get everything else done. Batteries they can upgrade later, that's not an issue. So everything is going to be done in this area in here. Here's the inverter for the refrigerator. So we're going to be putting everything over in this area. Charge controller is going to be down here. Batteries are close by. So everything's going to be pretty good. So what I'm going to do is kind of bring stuff in here, get it set, figure out where I want everything. He does have a 100-watt solar panel up on the roof, but we're not going to be using that. I'm going to be unhooking it. I may have to move it to make room for the other stuff, but at least everything's in here. I may have to support this wall here a little better to mount the charge controller. Inverter's mounted to the floor. Charge controller and the baby box circuit panel will be mounted here. So I'm going to get stuff in there, kind of situated, everything laid out. Like I said, this is a big open area out here. He's out here mowing the grass. It's kind of cool. So let me get a lot of the stuff laid out, and I'll show you how everything's going to end up looking. This is the panels. We're putting 4 panels on. They are the Rec and Pack 320s. So we're going to be putting them on here. And that's the panels that we're putting on. Now, I had better luck in the desert trying to locate wire. I'm here in Inverness, Florida, which is Citrus County, I believe, and trying to find the cable that I need, battery cable I need. Nobody around town had it. The one place said that they would have it at their other store. He called, and naturally it's missing. So they're trying to figure out where 180 feet of 4/0 battery cable has gone to. But solar panel wire for the to tie all the panels in and everything else. Couldn't find it nowhere. I ended up having to go to Gray Bar to get the battery cables and to get the solar wire. Well, I only need about 100 feet of the solar wire. Can't buy 100 feet. You gotta buy a roll. So I ended up having to buy a 500-foot roll of solar panel wire. Yeah, gotta have it, but it's just, anyway. So I'm getting the panels all prepped, everything ready to go. I had a visit from the Florida Wildlife Conservation officer. He come out a little bit ago. He's just checking permits, make sure we had our permits out here. Everything's cool. Talked to him a few minutes, but let me kind of show you how, with the inverter and everything else, where I've gotten all that mounted. Okay, sorry about the noise. They got their generator running, but I had to put a piece of plywood up here to mount charge controller, the breaker box. The inverter is going to be mounted over here, and then when it gets back with the cable, I'll be able to mount the master shutoff switch, the fuse, and get this tied in. Already got the 50 amp cable that I need. Luckily, I just got to tie it into the box right over there. Close shot on that. Like I said, later on they're going to upgrade to the Battleborn batteries, but I'm doing everything that I can right now, getting everything all wired up, and also try to wire up extra. That way when they have the batteries on hand, they put them in, there's not going to be an issue. Everything should pretty much be the same. But anyway, I'm going to get back to getting these all prepped up and getting them done and trying to get them finished up. So, and it is hot out here. It is humid. It's unbelievable hot. But I would go take a dip in the river, but there's an alligator that likes to hang out right across over there. Nah, it's quite fine. I'm happy being dry. I do have the inverter hooked up and running now. It was getting late last night, so I just kind of temporarily wired it over there. I gotta finish that. But it's taken a while for their batteries to charge. The batteries got run down so much, it's taken them a long time to charge. They are lead acid, so we're letting them charge real good. We got them hooked up. I may have to change one little thing in there, but we got them going on that part. Now we got to get up and mount all the solar panels and run the charge controller wire, which that's the easier part. Okay, I've got all 4 panels up here. I'm going to wire them in series parallel. I got to get them a little squared up, wired up. He has room to mount 2 more panels up here. And my junction box is coming down here, where he has a 100-watt panel. I'm going to remove that, seal the holes up, and then the junction box is going right here where he's already had a hole. Junction box going to go there, so all my wires can go directly down in an area that he's already got set up for it. Like I said, he's got room for 1 panel here and 1 more in the back later on. As you can tell, I'm sitting here, I'm sweating. So I'm gonna get all of this here wired up. Once I get it all done, I'll show you. It's just hottest part of the day to do this. I keep getting sweat in my eyes, and that burns. So I'll get with you here in just a minute for y'all. Be a little bit from me. Remember just a little bit ago I was bitching about it being too hot? It just started downpouring. I cannot win for losing on this job. This has kicked my ass with weather, trying to locate wire, other issues I've had here on the coach. This is one of those jobs, nightmare from hell. Here it is. Hey, at least it's cooled off. Yep, you guessed it. Yesterday I bitched about it being too hot. It downpoured yesterday. So today, I didn't bitch about the weather. But, as you can tell, I'm soaked. Every day it's rained out here. Literally. Every day. The only days it didn't rain was the first and the second day. And the first and second day, I was out tracking wire down. Ooh, look at them dark clouds moving in. But I'm done. I got everything finished up, wired, hooked up. The charge controller firmware updated. The battery monitor firmware updated. I've got the 4 panels, 320 watt rec and pec panels for a total of 1280 watts. So we got the top all done, the old panel removed, everything has been sealed up, combiner box is sealed up, everything is done. So what we're going to do is, first thing, we're going to move away from this slushy area before this rain hits. We're going to try to park over here by the outhouse where the ground is solid. Over here with all this rain, this area is soft. We're hoping not to get stuck. Same thing with me. I'm hoping not to get stuck. Once they get moved out, I'm just going to get my stuff just put in the RV and get it moved over there out of the way. That way if it rains, at least I'm not in the muddy area. So, and then once we get over there, I'll show you everything completely, how everything's in, and we'll get everything wrapped up. Okay, as you can tell, we didn't get stuck. But, see, this is what we worry about. There's places like this all over. But we got out with no problem. I showed you the top part of the roof. Now I'm going to show you the electronics bay. And you can kind of see how I got everything wired there. As you can see, the old inverter they had that run the refrigerator, I have it completely unhooked. It runs off this one now. This is mounted down we have the shut-off switch for this. The fuse is not right here. The fuse is in the battery bay. I can't open it because the truck's hooked up. But this is fused. Goes into the batteries. I got my DC breaker box here for solar and inverter. Inverter's mounted. Software's all updated on it. All this, everything's mounted and fastened down. I got that done. The wiring's been the fun part, running the wires and everything else. That's always, yeah, the fun. Once we get up the road, we'll get this here cleaned up. But his old solar panel I got off, he had this solar panel, this charge controller with that 100-watt panel. Well, I'm sure they don't want me to throw it, but that's what I would do. But that's all done there. They got stuff packed in you can't see over there, but I got the junction box for the power coming out of the inverter over to the transfer switch, and then a junction box that goes from the inverter that ties that. Yeah, it's over there. It's in. It's like ragu. It's in there. You just can't see it. But I'll take you inside and show you where I have the meters mounted. Okay, I have the inverter panel mounted here where the one for the refrigerator was. I have it mounted there. And I have the battery monitor right there, software updated. So that's all done. They got it all good. Batteries, she's never seen that's been up over 13, but they're now over 14. The onboard converter that charges batteries in a regular coach didn't work. Their batteries kept running low. And unfortunately, we know it hurt the batteries. It's evident with the acid coming out of them, but it's nobody's fault. The things that I've had to fix on here is a circuit breaker that was messed up. They had no 12 volt in the coach whatsoever. Nothing, nada. Okay, and you ask, well, didn't they know? Well, they had it worked on when it was in storage. It's been in storage for a while. They've never had it out until they got up with me to put solar on. The guy didn't even wire the damn thing correct. The guy didn't even wire it correct. So I had to go in, fix the wiring. Yes, I know. Y'all hear me say that a lot. I had to fix somebody else's up. Yes, but I got it taken care of. We got the side open. You might be able to see the junction box. Yeah, I got the junction box over there. Now that is running from the inverter to this gray junction box that's back here, and then that feeds into the coach. And then we got your transfer switch here. You got shore power and generator, and this one here goes over to the inverter. Got it all hooked up. They're happy. I'm happy. It's been a pain in my butt. Weather, locating materials. Yeah. You figured in an area where there's so many towns, I wouldn't have any problem finding the wire, but it's me. Got them all taken care of. They're ready to hit the road and do what they do, whatever it is. Questions, comments, please like and subscribe. Give me that thumbs up. I will see you all in the next video.